Hi everybody, it's Az here from Heel vs Babyface. How much did you enjoy part 5 of the levelling up yesterday? It was absolutely fantastic. There's no denying it. It was inventive, it was ingenious, it was fun, it was enjoyable. You know, all those adjectives, they couldn't describe it enough. And yes, it very much harkened to the quest in Cataclysm, where various people are recounting their running with Deathwing. And they've definitely repeated the magic, because that was just a phenomenally, just so much fun. It was enjoyable. And I was speaking to a friend of mine the other day, a couple of days ago, about the questing in Mr. Pandaria and how boring it has been. And how unfortunate it is that a quest like that come along so often. And they brought up a very interesting point, which I thought I'd share with you guys today, because at the moment I'm just going around killing a few Alliance infiltrators who are elites with the General, and also picking up logs of wood. Right? Blizz are asking me if I've got wood. There's wood around here somewhere. Maybe I'll manage to get myself. Oh, there you go. I've got wood. And he said to me, he said, but he kind of called me by my real name. He said, the problem with questing in World of Warcraft games is it takes you from hero to zero. And I thought that was an excellent point indeed. And what he's trying to say was, at the end of Cataclysm, we're fighting Deathwing. We're fighting this creature who's literally torn Azeroth apart. And we've banded together with a group of our allies, defeated him, and we're champions again of the Horde or the Alliance. And it was the same when we destroyed Arthas and managed to stem the Scourge invasion into Azeroth. And then we're relegated back to picking up eyeballs, picking up pieces of wood, killing scouts, picking flowers, all that absolute nonsense, which a champion of the Horde or the Alliance should be doing. Absolutely not. It's not one of those cases where you're an envoy and you do exactly what they say. You're not. You're the champion of the Horde and the Alliance, and you deserve to do so much more. And from what we've seen of the last quest, which we've just done, and the quests at the beginning of Pandaria, where we landed and there was a huge fight with the Alliance. And Alliance, don't worry, I'm going to bring you your start very, very shortly, because it's now active, it's now working, it's now active. But I am going to continue to level through the Horde, just to let you all know that. And those quests, again, were very inventive. And the reason why they worked is because they were working very specifically to a storyline. They knew exactly the start of the storyline, and they knew where that storyline was going to end. And this is the problem with these kind of quests, because there is no storyline which goes along with picking flowers and picking logs of wood. It's just a means to the end. And Blizzard have shown time and time again, when they enact their quest to a story or a very specific regime, they are just 10 times better. And because you want us to level up, Blizz, because you want us to go from 1 to 90, from 85 to 90, from 70 to 80, from 80 to 85, you're saying that the leveling up process is important, and oh my god, there's demon children behind me. You've never seen evil until you've seen a panda child, I swear to god. And they're following me. Get away! Get away! Anywho, going back to what I was saying. If Blizzard are saying to us that we want you to get from X level to Y level, then they're telling you that the leveling process is important and it is vital to your growth as a character. So if they make the leveling up process then dull and boring, they're actually negating exactly the reason why we need to level. Because if it is dull and nonsense, you might as well just start the expansion, souped up to the next ability that you need to be, and then just take it from there. Just go straight into your raids, go straight into your dungeons, or however it's going to be. Because the leveling up process has no relevance. So go around killing spiders, blowing up cocoons. No. And just before, you saw me doing a quest where I was stood at the end of the village and I was lobbing bombs onto the Junjin who were coming towards me. And again, it was another one of those vehicular quests which should have been interesting, but like the gyrocopter one at the beginning, turned out to be more frustrating because the bombs were thrown and they were going at snail's pace in the air. If they were thrown a lot quicker, then you'd be able to get your target a lot better. But because the dungeon were constantly moving, by the time you'd line them up and thrown a bomb, they'd moved on to the next area. So you're almost predicting where they were going to go to throw the actual bomb itself, and it just didn't work for me. Again, it proved to be frustrating. And here, we've just come out of an area where I've got to kill some spiders. Oh my god, I've got to save the demon children? Oh, can I just let them die? Please? No? No. Fine. And I've just come from an area. They are the devil's spawn. They're horrific. And they're following me again. We've come out of an area where I've had to kill spiders and blow up spider pods. And they just had to make a very simple tweak to make it a little bit more fun. What if the quest giver had given me a kick-ass flamethrower? And I'd go out into those areas and I'd start to fire the flamethrower at the eggs, and the eggs would explode and lots of mini eggs would come out. And mini spiders. Mini eggs, oof, chocolate, yum yum yum. Mini spiders would come out, and then I could flamethrow them, and you get yourself a tiny bit of experience per mini spider, and then when you've killed X amount of them, maybe the bigger spider comes out, and again you can just use your flamethrower as the method of destroying the bigger spider. It's not rocket science, just to change it up to make it a wee bit more interesting. Instead of just saying, right, go out, use your abilities to kill that spider, and because you need to learn how to fight. You don't need to learn how to fight when you're level 85 to 90, because you've gone all the way from that process anyway. You know how to fight. You don't have to redo your skills here. However, we are going to get a little bit of revenge on the widow. This is the lady that turned our sergeant, Gockril or something like that. I'm going to find out now. There we go, Gorok. Sergeant Gorok into Jade. And we've managed to free him, so yay for that. So just little tweaks to quests can make them far more fun and just a little bit more engaging. Because I definitely agree you've got to have certain lulls when you're questing, because you can't always have a high level of expectation per quest like we've had with the previous video. Because if it was all at that sort of level, we would again just get bored. So you have to, there you go, there's a little secret for you there, guys. You have to inject a little bit of a lull, so when a wicked quest like that comes along, it buoys you back up, it gets you excited and interested again. But you don't have to have such a tremendous drop in the level of questing. Oh, nice little bug. If you go onto the map in the Jade Forest, you're in Kunlai Summit. But you don't have to have such a lull in the actual questing itself that you're doing about 80% kill and collect, and then suddenly something like yesterday's video comes out of the blue and you're like, yay! It's really not good enough. So I've got myself in a situation now where I've had a decision to make. I could go one of two different ways. Easy, okay? Get that thought out of your head. So I've made a decision which way I want to go, and I'm actually going into Greenstone Village, which is where that really boring scenario is. But I'm doing actually something a little bit more interesting than the scenario itself, where I've got to kill these sprites. These sprites drop these little jade stones, and I can pick up the jade stones. It's not exactly what you call groundbreaking stuff, but it is a little bit different than the norm, and it's definitely more interesting than the rubbish scenario that was formed here. And they're very easy to kill. I like the fact they're easy to kill. Again, some other positives are the level of experience has gone back up to 111,000 per quest. For some reason, that's why where it started, and then it just dropped to a ridiculously low amount for no reason. Yes, when you do certain quests here, you will fill that mural out. And we're back up again to 111,000. So I think, Blizzard, you need to up the experience for when it goes down, because there's no reason why. And I've made another decision. En route to the next couple of quests I was about to do, I came across this sprite who was giving some quests out. And I would highly recommend, especially if you're looking to power level, you stop off here, because this set of quests that I'm going to do now is a story in itself. It has a beginning and it has an end, and when the end comes, you will get yourself an achievement, and you will also get yourself a blue item, which I believe are a pair of shoes. And it will be specific to whichever class you are. So if you're a clothy, you'll get cloth shoes. If you're a hunter, you'll get mail shoes, etc., etc., etc. Rogue, leather. And this does give you some excellent experience, because when I finish this storyline that's based here, I'm just over 1 bar from leveling up to 86. And what I'm currently doing is I'm just killing some Mogu soldiers that are attacking the sprites. However, due to the nature of the new debuff that a arcane mage has, I just generate way too much unforced AoE. So I'm ended up killing the Mogu, and instead of saving the sprites, killing half of them as well. And one of the good things about this quest storyline as well is when you progress, you don't have to keep going back. Whenever you complete one of the quests it gives you, it will just automatically update wherever you are and give you the next level. And it's not rocket science what I'm doing here. I'm just killing some Mogu and then destroying some statues. And then it does go off into a little bit of an event, which is at least something. And then it will end in an event with some generic quests in between. And that's when I'm not too bothered when there's generic questing in between. If you're conducting a storyline, as I've said, that has highs and lows. You start off killing, then you have an event, then you go back to the killing again, then you end with an event. So at least you feel as if this storyline has a meaning, has a relevance, and has got you there. I know, there we go. And I know it sounds like I'm being pretty hard on the questing structure, but as mentioned before, if Blizzard want us to go from X level to Y level, then they have to make it an interesting experience. They can't, because what they've done with the dungeons, I think, is complete and utterly all wrong. Where they've said, yeah, we're just making the heroic dungeons nice and easy so people can gear up and go straight into the raids, which will not be available on launch. They will only be available a week after launch, and then later on from there onwards. So they're going to stagger the launch of the dungeons. However, I feel when you do this type of thing, you're destroying your new content straight away. And some people say that the Dungeons and Cataclysms started off way too difficult. I personally don't think so. Yes, they were difficult, but it's a game, you know? If everything's so easy, what's the point in even playing? You might as well just come and have all the goodies handed to you like they are in the beta. You get force-fed, and there's nothing fun about being force-fed. And challenge modes are only going to provide so much fun, because at the moment, they're only being completed when people are doing either got a setup when they're going into dungeons. I mean, and getting a gold. I'm not just being completed in general. Everyone can complete them. But when they're actually getting a gold, it's because they've had a specific setup, and not they've got a random set of 5 players and have gone out and got a gold. So challenge modes could become very niche unless Blizzard look very carefully at how they're operating. But apart from that, if you destroy the early content like the dungeons they're doing with heroics, and again the scenarios, the item level that you get for scenarios is really low. They're not fun, they're not particularly interesting. So when you've done them once, there genuinely isn't any reason to go back and do them again. Unless you're farming justice points, in which case I think it gives you about 60 to 120 odd justice points for completing it. I think 60-ish. So it's not a humongous amount there. And yeah, survived by the skin of my teeth. So that is two of the things that Blizzard have been boasting about for the new expansion is, of course, the new dungeons and the new scenario system. However, if there's no reason to do either, then you've just thrown away creative content which could have been used for something else, or at least just made more difficult. Why should we be forced to run into raids instantly? Why not have them open from the start, and then if people who want to rush can rush, and then people that just want a nice bit of a challenge can have a slightly harder dungeon level to go through, and there's no reason why they couldn't have had a basic, a heroic, and a challenge mode dungeon. No reason whatsoever. And just take it from there. So I don't know, you again, leave comments, tell me what you think, because, am I just looking too deeply into this, or not? Or have I got some genuine points? Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. But I just personally believe questing needs to be a lot more engaging than Blizzard are making it. Because as you've seen, a lot of this video is just purely kill and collect, kill and collect, kill and collect, with very little else to get excited about. And unnecessary, absolutely unnecessary. I mean, things like this is just slightly weird, because it's taking you out of the questing area and just throwing you into a jungle environment to kill a couple of things and collect a couple of things, which doesn't particularly make too much sense. You might as well just have knocked off these two quests and kept the flow of the storyline that was going on back here, which was pretty cool. So, nah. But we're drawing to the end of the video. We're coming to the final segment where we're going to fight the big bad Mogu. And then when we've defeated him, that's where I'm going to end the video for today. And like I said, when we do finish, we end with just over a bar until we level up. So the next video is going to be quite short, because all I'm going to do on the next video is get to level 86, and then I'm going to pose a question at the end. Because when I turn level 86, I can go one of two ways again. Steady. And I can either go to the Cresserang Wilds and start to quest there, or I could go to the Valley of the Four Winds and quest there. So at the end of the next video, I'm going to let you vote on where you'd like me to go. The Cresserang Wilds or the Valley of the Four Winds. Okay? And whichever, I'm going to do this in a democratic manner, whichever has the most votes, that's where I'll go. Simple as that. Don't start moaning at me. So we're coming to the final confrontation, and again, it's a nice little fight. What happens is you start to fight that big behemoth, Mogu, and the boss man will start to tear you out of your physical body. Now, the tooltip there is a little bit misleading, because it says get back to your body, and it's been a long time since I did this quest. So when I was being pulled, when my soul was being ripped off, and I was getting back to my body, I wasn't doing anything, I was just standing there. However, when you get back to your physical body, click on it. When you click on it, you will be dragged back into the physical world. The debuff will stop ticking on you, and you can re-engage, because once you're out of your physical body, you can't attack anything. You're unable to do that. So there we go. We've killed the bad guy. I hope you enjoyed the vid, guys. Please do like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.